Here we go. We have the Iconiq Studios American Psycho Patrick Bateman 6 scale figure. And right out of the gate, you could see the presentation is phenomenal. I mean, it is fantastic. It is awesome right here with the reservations to Dorsia. I love that. Here's the figure with all the accessories and the box and everything. You can see everything you get with it. You get the business card. You get the small business card. You get the nail gun, the knife, the blood splatter, the briefcase. You get the CD, you get the cassette player, you get the cell phone, the axe, 3 sets of hands, and a set of gloved hands, plus that raincoat and the base, and you can just see everything that comes with it in terms of presentation and everything. What a phenomenal job Iconiq has done to make this figure feel special, and it was a special opening experience. Kind of see him with the nail gun here, but we're going to quickly go back over here to see the tailoring with the overcoat on here. I just love this look here with the cassette. You can kind of, reminds me of a scene where he's walking to work and he's kind of, you could just kind of see how he presents himself in society. But again, I wanted to show you some different things here with him sitting down, talking on the phone. Got him sitting on the edge of my table here. Also got him standing up with the phone. I really like the phone look personally. Wish this figure would have came with some shades so you can recreate that iconic scene where he's in his office, with the shades on the cell phone making reservations. Right here, though, I wanted to show off the entire figure. We're going to stay with this shot for a little bit. You can see the gloved hands. The tailoring is great. It's baggy where it needs to be baggy. It's tailored where it needs to be tailored. A lot like those 80s suits that you see in the movie. So I think they captured that really well. The shoes all the way up to the coat. And we're going to see some shots of him without the jacket on as well. Getting out of focus here a little bit. We're going to get back into focus so we can see that head sculpt. But again, this is kind of reminds me of the poster for the movie. And I really like it. And again, I think the Christian Bale likeness is there. I think that this sculpt is pretty good. I don't think it's great. Right there, I see Christian Bale, but some other angles, you kind of lose them a little bit. Again, I think it's a pretty good sculpt. The second sculpt that we're going to look at later is the superior one, but magnetic head, and it really stays on there great. Like the head sculpt with the magnet stays on really well, so they did a really good job there. Here he is without the coat or without the jacket, and you can just see it's a really well built figure. The shoulders are really good, the biceps are good. There's like a lot of good, right there where you can kind of see it gets towards the hips there, it kind of narrows down, but the figure feels really good, and it has a ton of flexibility and a ton of versatility. Here he is with the raincoat. That raincoat's got this parchment paper feel to it. It's a very, in my opinion, well-made raincoat, which a lot of people are going to want to have that on. If you want to be scene accurate, make sure to have the suit coat on underneath this raincoat. But here you go. You can just see this raincoat. That I think they did a great job on it. This is how a lot of people are going to present their figure. And I love the details here of the CD, their version of the Huey Lewis CD. And I just love that. I think that's a great detail that Iconiq did. Just to have that CD in there is so cool to recreate that scene. And again, you can see here the sculpt, while pretty good, loses a little bit in the eyes and the nose here. We're going to take a look at a 360 here. Just talk about the figure as a whole. Overall, I think this is a fantastic piece. I really do. I think they did a great job. Iconiq did. You can kind of see how good it looks just from this with nothing else other than, again, I kept the gloved hands on because one of my gripes was it was very difficult to get the wrist pegs out of the hands and to exchange those. And again, maybe that's just because it's a newer figure and I need to, warm those up a little bit. I don't know, but it was very difficult. But overall, I just think that the tailoring, just everything with this piece is really well made. Again, I would have loved to have seen even a third sculpt, perhaps, of like a different, almost smirking face from Christian Bale, because he does a lot of that in this. But, that's just being super picky. But overall, I think this is a great piece, and you can kind of see it right here. I want to get a zoom in of the hair, the hair sculpt, the head sculpt. Again, magnetic head sculpt there. And we're going to take a look here in a minute at 2 of the different ways I'm going to pose it. First one is right here. I just love this. Again, I said it earlier. I love that you can kind of see the whole suit with the overcoat. You can kind of, one of my favorite accessories in the piece is this cassette player, just having him going to work, kind of how he presents himself to society. I just love that. This will be one of the ways I display this figure. And then here we go. We're going to take a look at the Iconiq head sculpt. I know y'all been waiting for it. Here it is right here. Again, to be screen accurate, make sure you have that jacket coat on if you want. And again, he doesn't wear the gloves in that scene, but I just love the gloves. I love the gloved hands. This head sculpt's fantastic. This head sculpt is so good. And I just think they did a great job capturing that scene and capturing that performance with this sculpt. So for me, this sculpt is so strong that it's going to be hard not to display this figure like this. I've seen other YouTube videos where they've put blood splatter on the coat. Again, I forgot to put the blood splatter on the axe for this review. I apologize for that. But that's how I would probably present it. That and the look I showed you earlier. Like I said, that sculpt is super strong. You can see it. The hair sculpt, the screaming face, it just captures that scene so well. And I think Iconiq did a great job with that. Overall, we're going to talk about the figure. Give my final grade on it as a letter grade. Again, A+ being just a masterpiece, perfect figure. And then obviously, you know how it is. Just like grading in school. You know how it goes. But I'm going to give you one last look at the figure here with the accessories. And overall, my overall grade on this figure is going to be an A-. A- because I feel like it is just so... The presentation on this alone was so well done. I feel that first Christian Bale sculpt could have been better. I feel like the second sculpt is phenomenal. I think it's great. And overall, if that head sculpt for Christian Bale would have been spot on, that first one, this would have easily gotten an A. But it's fantastic. I mean, I go back and forth between A- and A. It is a truly great figure, and one that I think every horror collector needs in their collection. So I definitely think this is a must buy if you are a horror collector. It is a phenomenal piece. I love this look right here. The box, you can kind of see inside the box has a scene diorama in the background here of his apartment. Both sides of the box have different backdrops that you can use. I'm personally not going to use it just because of space problems. But like I said, guys, overall, A- on this figure. Definitely pick this one up. Great work from Iconiq Studios. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.